What's up, everybody? Welcome to another random movie review. I'm your boy JJ, and with me I got my partner in crime, Slasher. How you doing?
What's good? How you doing?
Oh man, not bad, not bad. And also with us tonight we got the illustrious Moira Kitty. How you doing, Sweet Pea?
I'm doing
And
okay.
awesome, awesome. So
And
we just got
what was
to.
today's movie, JJ?
I have no clue. Even though it's right on the background. Um, we just got to watching 1980, Clint Eastwood's Firefox. Um, and this was your first time seeing it, right, Slasher?
Correct.
All right. Have you seen this movie before at all? In its entirety? Wow, that's hard to say. Moira?
No.
Okay. And like I like to start off, we're gonna badger a little bit. We're gonna compliment it a little bit. Um,
A little bit.
Yeah. Well, never mind. I forgot who I had along with me.
I'll compliment it a little bit.
Wow. You can't even give a movie from 1980 a break, man. That ain't right.
Are you kidding me?
Um,
In fairness, the special effects were better than like some modern films.
Yeah, but you know.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't even just the special effects. There were things before that was just kind of dragging along and.
Well, it's a typical spy movie, and I apologize halfway through it.
No, I know. I knew what I was getting. I knew of watching it. Spy movie.
Anzo, what's going on? How you doing, man?
Anzo? How you doing, Anzo?
I
I know a spy movie isn't gonna move at a pace like a fucking Fast and the Furious movie. Like I was saying, when we were watching it. Like,
right. Well, and I know the special effects are it's more the special effects from back in the day that truly don't stand up to what we used to. But for 1980, they were dealing with still doing the blue screen thing. With the physical planes on mechanisms, and then filming it behind blue screens.
I thought all the scenes was like him when he was in the cockpit, and then you had the camera on him, and the plane's shaking and everything. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, it looked believable. But also, all the gadgets and stuff he had in the cockpit. The rear view camera and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it looked kind of cool when he was running through the ravines.
Yeah, it was a nice souped up plane. That was the point of the whole thing.
Yeah.
What does the tagline say? The most yada 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 Soviet killing machine. Okay.
Something to that effect. Pardon me for a minute, Mauro. I have to remove you for a second. I'll bring you right back. I promise.
Yeah,
the most devastating Soviet killing machine ever built. His job: steal it. Yeah, and it's quite simple. That's what he was out to do: to steal it.
A lot of people die. A lot of people die on the way to this whole mission.
Right. But you gotta look back. And I mentioned this while we were watching it. Back in the day, they were all skittish and all scared. Somebody was going to come in and steal their secrets.
They were obsessed with your papers. They wanted to see your papers.
Yeah. I wonder if they say, "Hey, your papers, please," and I pull out a pack of rolling papers. I'm like, "Is this what you're talking about? These are my papers. What do you want, man?"
I was gonna say when the fucking guy was knocking on the door while he was in the bathroom stall. And he was saying, your papers. He should have grabbed the roll of toilet paper and handed it underneath.
Yeah, your papers. Hold on a second. Give me something he wiped his ass with. Here, my papers.
All right. So in this movie, you take 5 steps. You have to show everyone your papers, right? Mm-hmm. And then you take another 5 steps. Then you got to show somebody else the paper.
Yep. And you got to realize the reason why it was that way was just because of the whole point of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
You know, under normal circumstances that wouldn't happen, but they were looking for someone. You know, that's why it slowly but surely, you know, the security kept getting more and more and more and more and more repetitive, because, like I said, at the time, and even now to this day, they're not 100% truly trusting people.
This movie
You know,
was
and
filled with a lot of disapproving looks.
Yeah.
Everyone's giving Clint Eastwood very disapproving looks from the get-go. I mean, for
Yeah.
good reason too. For good reason.
Yeah, because they do mention, you know,
They
Man.
they sacrificed a guy in the beginning to make it look like it was Clint Eastwood who came into Russia.
Yeah.
One of the very first things they do. Well, all right. I guess you want to go in from the beginning, JJ. What like you want to start what the movie was about? Like,
Well, now go ahead and tell me a little bit. You know what? You know, now that you've finally seen the movie, what was your overall thoughts on it?
all right, good and bad. I say it was a mixed basket. Good and bad. Boring and
Okay.
exciting. Like, it was a good mixed basket of both good and bad and boring and exciting. There you go.
Wow. Okay. From what little you saw more, you got anything to speak on it?
I got to see him fly around and plane for like 4 minutes, and then it went to credits. So, like I said, the special effects was pretty decent. It's about all he got.
Hey, that's fine. That's completely fine. Um, now go ahead, Sasha. Talk about it a little bit. What's your thoughts?
All right. So how it starts off is he's kind of like a Rambo-ish type character, right? Like they come down in the helicopter. He's having PTSD of his old was it Nam? I guess it was Nam.
Yeah, he's a Vietnam vet,
Uh,
and mind you, the time frame the movie's happening, Vietnam wasn't even over a decade yet. So it was still completely fresh in his memory. You know, that's why he was freaking out all the time.
He's in the fucking tiger cage, and then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
there's a missile assault on where he's held in the tiger cage.
Yeah, he watched some kids burn. You know, he was messed up. He got messed up by it.
That would fuck me up.
Yeah.
Well, they come to him in the mission in the beginning. He's in Alaska. He's jogging in Alaska, and a fucking helicopter rolls up on him, and he runs to his cabin or shack or whatever the hell, and he grabs a gun and he's like hovering in the corner. He has a Vietnam flashback, and then when he comes to the crew that has the whole proposal for him to steal this plane, they're standing over him. They're like, you okay? I mean, did they always have to? I guess every time one of these movies dealt with a Vietnam veteran, they had to throw the PTSD in there as part of their.
Not always.
They wanted them to look crazy and shit.
Yeah, not always, but it was a popular thing because you know you say yourself, John Rambo, yeah,
First Blood, yeah, First Blood.
Yeah, you know it was a real thing. You know a lot of vets were suffering through stuff like that. So by doing that, I guess that is a way to bring the audience into the character's perspective. You know, because that was very much still real at the time. And it's still real today, depending on who's left. There's just certain instances, words, actions, you know, that will trigger a vet because of it.
Yeah, there's people who will hear like a car backfiring, and they'll just jump down and face down on the street because
Yeah,
they
my
they were off somewhere doing something years ago. So, and-
my 35, almost 36-year-old stepson. He's former Marine Corps, and he's been in battle. He's been on the front lines, even though he was a helicopter mechanic, and he's definitely not the boy that went away to boot camp. That's for sure. It changes everyone in some aspect.
I never dealt with it, but I feel bad for anyone who does have to deal with it.
Yeah, yeah. But continue, please.
So they give him the mission after he's going through a traumatic recollection in his cabin, holding a gun, and then he accepts the mission. Like how much convince? I don't even remember how much convincing they had after that.
No. When the guy was talking to him, after he calmed down, and they were out. He was out in the lake and shit. Washing his shirt or whatever. He basically confirmed it right there. He had no choice. He couldn't deny it.
Okay. So he was forced into this? Okay.
Yes.
I didn't realize that. Then again, like I said, it's the first time I saw it. I didn't realize that. What's up, Jens? How you doing?
What's going on, Jens? How you doing, man? Good to see you.
I think Jens knows of this movie. I think he mentioned this when you mentioned it before. This was one that was always prominent on the VHS shelves.
Oh yeah,
rental store I went to.
Yeah, because back then you had your Star Wars, your Star Trek, and other things, but a good action movie or half-ass, say, drama action, so to speak, was big back then. And I agree with you, man. The video shelves were filled with these movies.
But anywho, you said you're not a huge Eastwood fan, though, right? You said
no. Yen said, yeah, he's seen it, but a long time ago.
See, I like Eastwood. I haven't seen all his movies. It's kind of the same thing. It was kind of the same thing with Charles Bronson. I never saw all the Charles Bronson movies, but I liked them.
I'm not a Bronson fan either, actually. I saw this movie. This was the first Eastwood movie I remember seeing. And then after this was, I think it was after this, he did a comedy called Bronco Billy. He was
but loose.
Yeah. I saw one of those. I can't remember.
Well, his character.
The one is that him and the monkey?
His character was called Bronco Billy. As far as I know, if there was Any Which Way You Can, Any Which Way But Loose.
Well, that was the one with the monkey, right?
Yeah, Any Which Way But Loose was the first one.
And Any Which Way You Can, I think, is a sequel to that.
Yeah, it was the sequel, but he did another one.
Bronco Billy.
No, he did another one. The actual movie was called Bronco Billy.
Oh.
He played a circus cowboy.
Well, I did see a little of the film.
I've never seen any of those movies.
Yeah, and I saw that one, and as dumb as it was, I liked it. I was a kid. What do you want?
I mean, I didn't much like it. I found her annoying. But
I would.
Yeah, the blonde.
I'd watch them. I haven't watched them. Oh yeah,
and then
30
and then
Harry. You never watched the Dirty Harry movies, you said, right?
No.
I saw the Dirty Harry film, some of the Dirty Harry films when I was like really young. It was the one where he ended up killing the serial killer at the railroad tracks or something.
For some reason, I've only seen the first and the last of the Dirty Harry movies.
I don't even know what they are.
And then
I don't even know which all ones are. I might have seen them all and just don't realize it.
The Deadpool was the last one.
Never heard of it.
I'm trying not to picture Ryan Reynolds. Give me a minute. It's the one that was shooting down
the,
dead floating in a pool, right?
the Deadpool. No, they were. Someone was killing like celebrities and rock stars, like because they had a list of celebrities or like backstage people that they were trying to kill.
But going a little bit newer, I saw a movie he did called Hacksaw Ridge.
Oh yeah, is that where he's like this boot camp guy?
Yep, yep. He
Oh
played
yeah,
a
and
character
he's
named
still wearing these
Gunny.
incredibly embarrassing short shorts,
Never
and he's got
saw
to
it.
whip him into shape,
Yep, had Mario Van Peebles in it.
right? When he was like 20.
A young one, yeah.
I know,
Um,
it's crazy.
That's one I know of, but I haven't seen. Great Clint Eastwood movie. I think you might like it, JJ. Gran Torino. It's not
No,
older. It's not as
no.
old as some of his other movies, but
I've seen bits and pieces of that movie, and only
it's a fucked up movie.
because my roommate actually likes Gran Torino, and I've seen bits and pieces of it, and it's not a movie that from what I've seen, it's not something I'd be interested in.
Does
It's not
anybody
like a
remember the movie where he was a Secret Service agent with John Malkovich in it? In the Line of Sight or the Line of Duty or some shit like that?
In the Line of Fire, right?
Not sure.
In the Line of Fire.
In the Line of
Um,
Fire, I think that's it. Yeah, and it was a
I-
I'm
little-
looking. I'm looking up right now.
Yeah, it's
um,
got a. I'll forget her
John
name.
Malkovich is the assassin or something.
But he was a Secret Service agent when JFK was killed, and he retired a little after that. And John Malkovich is going to try to kill the president, and so he personally picks him out and says that he's going to do it, and the only one that can stop him is him. So he has to come out of retirement to fucking deal with the shit.
Hmm.
That's basically the gist of it.
But so JJ, you saw this
What's it?
in
What's
the
it?
movie?
What's it? Yeah, I saw this in the movies when I was a kid.
Yeah.
This is back when Siskel and Ebert was busy bashing every good film that was on the screen.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. If it had some good effects or if it was action driven or whatever, they never liked it. It's usually the more boring, just like what typical Hollywood is today when it comes to Academy Awards and shit like that. The more boring, the more serious, it was what they were praising more than the action films of the 80s and 90s and however long they went.
They hated horror movies. They absolutely despised horror movies. Every time there was a horror movie coming out, they were bitching about how the women are always getting killed and blah blah blah. Even though the women are usually, especially the back in the day horror movies, like women were usually the sole survivors of those movies.
Wow,
Yeah.
Vile Mike? What the fuck?
Yeah. In the Line of Fire.
For a minute, I came back. I'm like, what?
Yeah, Vile Mike. I said hello.
What's up, Mike? What's up, man? How you doing? Thank you for popping in. Great to see you, man. Hope you're doing okay.
Hey Moira, did you like any Eastwood movies?
I like In the Line of Fire. Let me think.
Hey, did you ever see Depressing Ass $1 Million Baby?
No, I heard about it. I heard about the end. And I was like, nope. I'm not going to waste an hour and a half watching this to find out she died. No, thank you.
Moira, you sound like you might be an outlaw Josie Wales kind of person.
I don't know.
Oh, I've never seen a whole Eastwood Western, but I have seen, like, I have walked in on the end of, like, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, shit like that. But I've never seen the entire, I would. I mean, I just haven't. Because my mom and dad were always into watching all Westerns and shit like that.
Okay, I don't get it. Play Misty for me?
It's an Eastwood movie.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I don't even know what Misty is. How can I play it? I was lost. Sorry, Jens. So what else, man? Come on. This is your first time seeing it. I've seen this thing many times.
The acting was good.
Okay.
This was also a movie that this is like a kind of a movie thing that goes on that I still find kind of annoying to this day. Is when a bunch of Russian soldiers are speaking perfect English to each other, and they
Some
do
would
that a lot.
say,
They do that a lot.
some would say they did it for practice. I'm not saying that's something they would actually do over there, but it sounds like something they would do for practice, especially at the time, to try to fit in. You know, because when the guards were looking, they were speaking in Russian, but if they found out you spoke English, they knew how.
But they were all speaking Russian to each other behind closed doors. I mean, speaking English to each other in Russia behind closed doors.
Practicing. Think about it. I know where you're going with this, Sasha, but I'm just trying to put a little bit more even edge on it.
Because you pointed out later on when we were watching the movie, you were like looking at the fucking the
instruments on the plane.
Yeah.
You know, because Russians have their own versions of the simple numeric system, and the gauges were in except for 3 words on these gauges, which were in Russian. Everything else was in standard numbers. We could understand what it was. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, the altimeter, the speed. I'm like, come on, really? You know, because even when he activated the weapon systems and they came up on the screen, the names were in Russian, but there was 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm like, what? You know, it should have been everything in Russian.
Well,
unless the production company just couldn't get a hold of that kind of technology, so to speak.
Well, anyway, where are your papers is going to become a new thing in real life, so.
Yeah. It always seems to come back to that, don't it?
You go to Taco Bell. It's like, holy shit. Where are my papers?
Yeah. I'm like, my papers are... No. If that was the case, if I went into a Taco Bell, Crystal, McDonald's, Burger King, anywhere, and they said, "Where are your papers?" I pulled out a big old fat satch of green. I was like, "Is that the paper you're talking about?" Because if you don't want this because of something else, then okay, you don't need my money.
And then the drive-through person is like, your papers aren't in order.
Well, put them in order, man. There's like 1, a couple 5s, and maybe a 10 there, man. Put the shit in order yourself.
All right, so like the first 10 minutes of Clint Eastwood of this movie, Clint Eastwood is showing people his papers, right?
Yeah.
Once he gets to Russia, then it's like paper time.
Paper time. Yeah. But you see, that's the way it is now to this day, except probably not as much as we've seen, because you go from country to country while you're overseas. You know, you better be prepared with your papers because they're going to check them. You have to stop at the same types of checkpoints. They're going to check them. They're going to question you. If they don't, then it's a lax day. If you look like you're up to no good, they're going to question you. They're going to search you. That's their job. You know, I've never traveled over there, but even I know it's like that from time to time.
You never been to Moscow?
I've never been anywhere. Listen, man, I've been from Miami to Canada on the East Coast. And I've been as far west as Mobile, Alabama.
Oh, I've never even been on an airplane before, so.
Now I've done that twice. That's how come that even confirmed when I knew I wanted to learn how to fly. Because the first time I ever flew was in a 4-seater Cessna. And I thoroughly enjoyed it.
And now if I try to fly, they're going to be, where are your papers? Your papers say are not in
Oh,
order.
if you fly, if you go on cruise ships, because Carnival Cruise Line is requiring vaccination passports, so to speak. So a lot of companies are going to be losing money if it's going to come down to this.
But he did have his papers, but they kept changing his papers.
Your papers are not in order.
But they gave him more papers, right? After they brutally murdered that guy and threw him in the friggin' river, and then they give Clint Eastwood his identity. It's like, you're this guy now.
No, yeah, and to me it would get confusing because it seemed like it took a minute to get to each point, but it was like, okay, now you're this guy. Okay, now you're this guy. Okay, now you're this guy. I'm like, oh fuck, who am I now? It's like at that point I couldn't even remember my own fucking name. And that just seemed weird.
It would have been better if they told him that from the start, right?
Yeah, you're gonna have to assume different different people. Which, yeah, I agree. In a spy mission you may have to, but don't lay them all out on me at the last minute because I got to learn this shit. Oh, Mr. Winston, how are you doing? Oh no, I'm Romakov. It says Winston.
The way they beat that dude to death with a pipe, and then they're like, okay, you're this guy now.
Well, he was basically a goat or whatever they call him. He was carrying heroin. In their eyes, he deserved to die anyway. But yeah, it just out of nowhere, it's like, yeah, take a cigar. I don't smoke. Take it now. It's like, you forcing the man to take a cigar? Something's about to happen. It was just like no big thing. So anyway, yeah, keep going, man. Keep going.
No, I was gonna say. So he's in Russia now. So what else, JJ? Now that he's in Russia, what's transpiring now that he's in Russia?
What are your papers?
And he's got that guy yelling at him the whole time, calling him a stupid American.
Yeah. Well, see, that was unexpected because what the I'm not going to call him by the full initials. I'm just going to say KB. Whatever the KB agents was trying to do, he succeeded. He started reaching for his weapon, and Gant flipped out. That's what he was wanting to accomplish. But at the same time, I guess he wasn't expecting himself to get killed in the process either.
I don't. Yeah, it's like I signed up to purposely get beat to death with a pipe and then tossed in the river. Yeah.
No, not that guy. I'm talking about the KB agent in the bathroom.
Okay, that guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the one who said his papers weren't in order. Yeah.
Yeah. Your papers are not in order.
Okay, so then it's more of a journey after that.
That's a long ass journey. That's half the film. Hour and 16 minutes. Yeah.
2 hours and 16.
No, 2 hours and 16 minutes, and hour 8 of it is him just trying to get to the plane.
No, an hour and 8 of it is papers.
Yeah. He's trying to get to the plane, but they're always, hey.
It's showing papers.
Let me see your papers. Your papers are not in order. It was getting old, really.
Yeah.
I agree with that part of it. The paper asking, even though I understood why, it was getting old.
The paper asking.
It's like, damn, man, you can't. Hey, cheap ass, go buy your own damn papers.
Siskel and Ebert said there was too much paper asking in this film. It got to the point where I stood up out of my seat, showing my papers to the fucking screen.
Oh my God! What you got? Some tops, some jobs. What?
Here's my goddamn favorite. Jesus, can we get the movie rolling? Anywho,
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um. Anyway, um, continuing on. You pretty much had quite a bit to say about this film. So, and I think I know where you're going to go with this a little bit, but I got to ask you anyway. Uh, what didn't you like about it?
how long it took? How long it took to fucking on that movie?
Wow.
Okay,
Okay then.
here's another one. How many goddamn? All right, I was saying this while we were watching the movie. Like, I'm not the most handsomest guy in the world. How many goddamn? Like, they must have put out a casting call. Like, are you a ugly motherfucker that looks like a goblin? Please come and audition for this movie.
Wow.
Those, those, most of those Russian guys. Oh my god.
Oh, I was about to say, dude, you can't complain about old Freddie Jones, man. He was in there. He was.
Oh, the Russian guys. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I know.
Bunch of
It's okay.
gargoyle-looking motherfuckers.
Hi, Optic.
Optic
Hey.
Racer, what's going on?
What up, Optic Racer? How you doing? I'm sure Optic knows of this movie.
Yes.
Oh. I don't hate it.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't watch it again, would you?
That's another thing I was kind of wondering during the end of this movie. I was like, I don't know if this has rewatchability factor for me anyway.
Well, I've seen that. I've seen this when I was 10, 11 years old, maybe. No, wait a minute, 80. Yeah, I wasn't even 10 yet. I was 8 years old, 9 years old, depending on when we went to the movies, man. I've seen it several times between the first time and tonight. But it's not a movie I would watch on a regular basis. I watch this movie, say, once every 5 to 10 years.
I thought you did because I remember you were looking for your DVD player, and you said you found the DVD of this. So I thought that you had like ran this DVD into the ground or something.
Dude, when I had to physically buy the Masters of the Universe DVD. Okay, when I did that, that was the first DVD I've bought in over a decade. Okay, I normally buy Blu-rays. That's what I buy. If I buy physical media, it's Blu-ray. Now, like with the G.I. Joe one I just bought, it was a Blu-ray DVD combo. But I don't go out and buy Blu-rays, man. I've had this Firefox, man. I found it in my DVDs. I've had this for years. I could watch it anytime I wanted to. But that's me. If I like the movie, I'll buy it. That's the way I always used to be. Payday's on Friday, Saturday. Me and the wife are going to Walmart, and I walk out there with minimal 5 movies. Minimal.
I have a bunch of DVDs that I haven't even watched because they were ones that. See, when I split up with someone, like I ended up getting a bunch of shit that was left at my house, and she ended up getting a bunch of shit that was left at her house. So, for some reason, I have a shit ton of DVDs of shit that I don't even want.
Who is this? Chases? What's up, man?
Chassis?
Chassis. Well, I'm just reading how it's spelled. Chase.
Chassis, like for
Hello.
like a car chassis.
And Moira, Optic has a question.
I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
Oh, Guys Car, what's going on? Good to see you, man. How you doing?
Oh,
Hello,
Vasco.
Bosco.
Yeah. His name's Guy Scar, but It's all right. Uh,
So JJ, go into more about what you
well,
like about the movie.
well, hang on,
Let's.
hang on, hang on. I'll take if I could if there wasn't a DVD or if there wasn't a Blu-ray, and the only way I could own the movie if I didn't own it was on DVD, then I would buy it definitely. But most movies nowadays, there's still a few out there that's not, but there's been the Blu-rays are still readily available, and I don't come across many that are not on Blu-ray. And if I do, I would buy the DVD. But like I said, that was the first DVD I bought in over a decade. So it's not all the time when it happens. But anyway, me personally, I like the story. I like the way it looked. Even though I know the computer the special effects. Once again, it's an older movie. They don't stand up the test of time. But considering how they did look for the time, which the movie came out in 1980, they don't look bad at all. Especially with the interior of the cockpit. Computer graphics and others. His rear view camera and stuff like that.
Those
Stuff
are
that
the-
we used.
those
Stuff
are
that
the
we
best
used in.
shots.
Yeah, some of the stuff we use in vehicles today. Now with these newer vehicles having backup cameras and shit like that. It's just showing. That stuff that we could only imagine back then is reality now. I like movies like that because, like I said, the Firefox itself, the MiG 31, kind of resembles an SR-71 Blackbird, and cross it with an F-117 stealth bomber or fighter. They didn't even know what stealth technology was. All they could say was, for lack of better words, it's the plane's invisible. They didn't even use the word stealth at all in the movie.
No, they didn't.
A lot of the stuff that we use today, whether it's government, military, personal use, a lot of the stuff you see in this movie is second nature to us today. It's like, man, how did people live like that back then? But me being the old fogey that I am, I went to driver's ed. I got my driver's license. I was behind the wheel at 16 years old. Been driving ever since. And I've seen vehicles progress. And a lot of these new technologies come out. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. I owned a 2000 Pontiac Grand Prix that even for 2000, I bought it in 2005. For 2000, it seemed like you were climbing into the cockpit because of how it was designed. And it's just stuff that I like that. Danny, what's going on, my friend? Good to see you, bro. I hope everything's going all right for you.
Hello.
Yeah, we do watch a good movie from time to time, Danny.
From time to time.
Yeah. We could go back to the very first one and talk about Kroll some more for you if you'd like that. But anyway,
Hey man,
it's good to see you. I know you do.
I like Crawl. You showed me that was the first time I watched Crawl, and it's amazing that I liked Crawl better than Flash Gordon, because I had seen Flash Gordon quite a few times before I'd ever seen Crawl. I know it's weird, but
I agree with you, Danny. I saw this movie when I was 8 or 9 years old, and this is another one of these movies, man, that I have to fall back to. It's just like, let's go a little bit newer. Okay, Top Gun. I thoroughly love that movie. And I was mentioning this before we went live. George Lucas in 2012 released one called Red Tails. I love flying movies because they kind of keep you on the edge of your seat. Whether they're slow in the beginning or somewhere in the middle, or you put someone in the cockpit, it always keeps you on the edge of your seat.
all right, wait. The Last Starfighter, right? you said you brought that up, right?
Yep.
That's one I never saw. So
We're
I guess
gonna
that's on
get
the
around
list.
to that.
I
Well,
guess that's on the list now.
I was
well,
certain
it's
that you had.
Nah, never saw it. I'd like
Who
to.
the hell just made me watch that with them?
wasn't me.
Not I. Not I.
What the fuck?
The Last Starfighter is the thing with like the little alien ship, right? Like it's like
Yeah. This guy gets the attention of someone outer space because
Yeah,
they
because you're good
planted.
at playing a video game. Yeah, you fuckers
Yeah,
made me
yeah.
watch that like last
They
year.
they planted tests on planet on Earth in the form of a video game. That's how they put the tests. How they find their starfighters. Um, and I like the movie. I would love to see the movie remastered and redo the computer graphics in it.
I definitely watch it if you decide to
Well,
put that on the
it's
list.
it's been on the list for a while. It's just I haven't been
Okay.
pushing at it too much.
Oh, cool! I'll make a
Um,
thumbnail.
okay, cool. Um, but yeah, man. Listen, I understand. Like I said while we're watching, it's slow. Moving along is slow, and I'll give it that. That's the one thing I wish they pushed along just a hair bit faster. But the whole story from beginning to end, I think, is awesome.
Oh, the story
You
was
know,
great. I'd say the story was great. Great story.
yeah, Danny. I actually, believe it or not, with Josh Lucas in it, and that wasn't a bad. That was not a bad movie. I own that one too on Blu-ray. Um,
Oh, Enemy Mine.
See, I
That's
didn't
one
like
I
Enemy of
never.
Mine. My
That's
ex-wife,
one. That's one I didn't see the whole thing of Comic
yeah,
Genesis. Enemy Mine.
yeah, I didn't like Enemy of Mine. That was one of my ex-wife's favorite movies, and I own the DVD. That's because somehow I ended up with it. But it was all her. It was all her. That and The Princess Bride. I hate that movie.
I
What the
love the Princess Bride. I love that movie.
I hate that movie because to my ex-wife, that was like Star Wars to her. Anytime it was on, she would watch it. She loved that movie, and I hated it. Because I don't particularly like what's his name, Carrie Elways.
He is cute in that movie.
I liked him. I thought he's one of those people that I thought would be an actual star. Like
I seen one movie with him in it.
exactly.
Sorry. Let me rewind that.
Saw,
I've seen
Saw.
two. I've seen two movies with him in it that I actually like, and the first one is Twister with Bill Paxton and Helen Hunt.
I never sat through Twister.
See, I love Twister. Just for the music alone, man. I'm talking. It's better than Queen. It's Van Halen.
When every goddamn movie in the 90s, in like the late 90s and early 2000s was like, we're gonna take a certain natural disaster, put a bunch of good-looking people in it, and they did the same shit with fucking what the fuck was the one?
Well, they're not physically.
The day after tomorrow, like all that bullshit. It's like I'm sorry, it's getting tiresome.
Well, I understand that, Slasher, but here's the thing. Twister, it's not about putting people in harm's way. They're doing it on their own. They're storm chasers.
I know that whole thing. Yes, I know that.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, Twister was the first one. No, Twister is number one, not the first one. Twister is number one, and the second one is Hot Shots.
Oh god. Carrie Elways was in Hot Shots. What the fuck?
Yeah, he was in Hot Shots.
Yeah, he played the Iceman character.
Yeah, he was trying to be like Val Kilmer in Top Gun. Yes.
But I haven't seen the second Hot Shot, so I don't know if that's any good or not. Probably did.
I can't remember.
I think it's pretty dumb.
Well, I don't remember if Carrie-O was in that.
Yeah,
I'm
me either.
trying to.
He was in the first
I
one,
know.
but I don't know. I don't know if he
Yeah,
was in the
yeah.
second one or
Definitely
not.
was. Oh, he was also on Seinfeld.
Okay. Well, I didn't particularly care for Seinfeld either, but that show was about intellectuals, and something tells me you had to be a smart ass to
No, it
watch it.
wasn't. It was
It was
not
about
about
movies. It was a show
intellectuals.
about people who thought they were intellectuals.
It was about a bunch of morons. That's what it was
Well,
about.
no, that's straight from Jerry Seinfeld himself. The show was about intellectuals.
Well, of course
Nothing.
he's
You
gonna
know,
say it. He's in the stupid show.
well, it was his idea, also, and just like Cosby, just like um, Foxworthy. Each of their TV shows had a form of their stand-up comedy in it. Um, and that's what Jerry Seinfeld based his show off of. They're all intellectuals, but in their own way. Everybody's different.
Yeah, but they all. But if you actually watch the show and watch everything unfold, they're not intellectuals. They're a bunch of fucking morons.
Yep, of course.
Do you
Of
know
course.
that very last episode ends up with all of them in prison because they had it on video camera of someone getting mugged in the street and they were all laughing about it and they disobeyed the Good Samaritan law.
Uh, Danny, I seen Major Pain, and oh my god,
I've seen that
no!
too.
Oh my god, no! Um, what the hell's his name? Damon Wayans, man.
Yeah,
Just his
that was
voice annoyed. His voice annoyed the shit out of me.
a,
But Bubba, you
he
ain't
had
got no legs.
he had quite he had quite a bit of popularity for a bit, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah. But
one
I'll
with
tell you
that
one movie. I
fucking
tell you.
blank man. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, Danny likes Blank Man. Yeah, Danny does. He likes Blank Man. That's his man.
I don't think I've ever sat through this.
Um, but dude, man, Damon Wayans and one of his brothers did a movie that I thoroughly loved, and I still do
I'm
to
gonna
this
get you,
day.
sucker.
No, it's called Mo Money.
Oh, okay, because I'm gonna get you, sucker was fucking awesome. You never
I
saw
love
that,
Mo Money. Nah, nah.
Moira? You know of that one? The
Sorry.
very first Wayans movie. I'm gonna get you, sucker.
I've heard of it, but I have not seen it.
It's fucking awesome. I believe it's the very first Keenan Ivory Wayans movie. I could be wrong, but it's at least the first one that made him popular.
Okay, but nah. Back to Firefox. There wasn't a lot I really, didn't like about the movie. I liked pretty much all of it because all my dislikes are just like how I describe it on the roundtable that I do. They're just nitpicks. They're not even real problems. They're just I'm being nitpicky about it. Um, like the movie could have been a little bit shorter because they could have shortened it in some places. It really did take time to drag along.
I will say at least 20 minutes shorter. That's what I would say. At least 20 minutes. That's just my opinion. 20 minutes. I say they could have easily shaved off 20 minutes.
I seen True Lies because that was one of my mom's favorite movies. I own Fifth Element. True Lies is okay. All right, I'll watch it. It ain't the best thing in the world, but I'll watch it. I love Fifth Element, especially the concert. But the others I haven't watched.
I've seen Tombstone, Good Will Hunting, True Lies. Oh, I've seen all those movies. I'm not a big fan of The Fifth Element.
I can't deal with y'all right now.
Not a big fan of that movie.
Oh, I love Fifth Element. I love that movie. I own it. I own it on Vudu. I got it digitally. I think I do anyway. But True Lies, like I said, was okay. You know, I'm not a big comedy person per se, and it just, you know, I'll sit and watch it, but it's not a favorite
So
of mine.
you're saying there was too much comedy in that for you, for Schwarzenegger movies?
See, and that's the thing, man. I seen Twins. I didn't care for it.
Yeah,
Um,
that was awful.
yeah, I
Hey,
seen Jingle All the Way. Didn't care for it.
you want to see something that makes Twins looks actually good? Watch Junior. There you go.
Oh god.
No. When I seen the preview for that movie, I'm like, nah, I ain't watching this.
You'll kick in your fucking TV screen just watching that movie.
I can't afford to do that. Not when my TV costs me $1,500. I ain't about to kick it in.
I would rather watch Batman and Robin for a Schwarzenegger movie.
Tell me about it.
Than
Batman.
Junior.
Batman and Robin was
god awful. It was god awful.
Hey, no, compared to Junior, it's an excellent film.
Oh yeah, definitely. An epic masterpiece.
Yen said Interview with a Vampire was kind of soy for a vampire movie.
I mean, kind of it.
I didn't like that movie.
And Optic Razor agrees. Fifth Element is awesome. So far, you're standing alone on this one, Slasher.
Listen, I don't like every single movie that comes out. Just because it's a popular movie doesn't mean I have to like it.
I know that. That's very true. Very true. And that's all this is. This is our own personal opinion.
Okay, see, Comic Chat. I'll go back to the all the movies that Comic Chat listed. Tombstone, good movie. I've only seen it like maybe twice, but good fucking movie. Good Will Hunting, Robin Williams' best goddamn performance ever. Love that movie. Because fuck Matt Damon. I don't give a flying fuck about Matt Damon. Robin Williams made that movie. And Near Dark was good. Even though Near Dark was kind of the template for fucking Twilight, if you really look back at it. But Near Dark was a fucked up movie, but and Near Dark had Bill Paxton in it. So that that automatically makes it good, right?
Yeah, whatever Optic said.
Yeah, he's saying Batman and Robin is a disaster.
Yeah, K Desarte. I don't speak Spanish.
Disaster.
If that's what. Okay.
Yeah, Batman
you knew
and
that.
Robin was a disaster.
Oh, okay.
I think. Shit, Spanish isn't my thing. Crap. I think that's.
I speak 3 languages. Okay, English,
Well, I'm a
broken
dumpster
English.
fire, so I should know the word disaster in at least 2 languages.
Yeah, I only speak English, broken English, and fluent sarcasm.
Sarcasm, profanity, and various other tidbits here and there that I might have picked up subconsciously.
Fucking right. Oh, sorry.
Was that an Australian attempt?
No.
What was that?
No,
then?
I'm just a big buffalo redneck guy. Yeah, you're fucking right. You know. Yes.
That's Australian sounding. Sorry.
I thought he did fucking right. That's what I thought he did.
Hey,
bloody fucking right.
Hey, man, that's barely fucking right, eh?
It would be like trying to sound like one of the Dreadnoughts, JJ. Like just.
Oh, fuck all that, man. It's like, hey, mate, I'm from Australia. Ain't nobody. Hey,
you're gonna do more like this.
I know 2 Australians, okay, and neither one of them sound anything like that. Okay, so I don't know where the fuck we got that idea from.
No, we got it from fucking the likes of Crocodile Dundee.
Yeah.
And fucking that guy with the buzz cut that used to do those Energizer commercials back in the day. The Energizer. He had like a Drago haircut.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about, but I couldn't tell you who it is. Your papers are not in order.
My papers are never in order, so I wouldn't be
Okay.
able. I wouldn't be able to actually survive Clint Eastwood's role in this movie because my papers are never in order.
All right. Um, and last but not least, we're coming up on the hour mark. So, uh, give me a grade for this movie, Slasher.
Letter grade, right? We do
Always
letter
a
grade,
letter.
right?
Always a letter grade. Yes.
C.
C. Okay.
C.
That ain't bad. I thought it was gonna be worse, but no. Like I said, it's not the
Could have
best.
moved a little faster. Could have moved a little faster.
Yeah, I give the movie a B plus. It's not perfect by any means. We don't. There's no such thing as a perfect movie. But I've seen a mini A, and that still is lacking in some aspect. Um, if not just progression, it did take a while. Really, Optic? That's cute. Oh, never mind. I thought I said something else. Okay.
See, I give it a C, and if I want to be generous, I'll give it a B minus. But then I think, all right, see, how many movies is this now that we did?
I don't know. This is number. I don't know. You gotta ask me this shit, man. Right now.
Like, what's the? I'm trying to.
This
Now I
is
have,
this is number 7.
so I would have to think of what letter grade I gave to Ninja Turtles, because I'd say so far of all the movies we watched, Ninja Turtles was the best one. Oh, I
Okay.
mean, all right, no, the Raid Redemption, then Ninja Turtles.
Okay. Yeah, but this is the 7th movie we've done.
And there's more to come, bro.
Yep. What are we doing next week? Judgment Night.
Judgment Night.
Yeah.
Starring Emilio Estevez.
And with that being said, everyone,
I said Emilio Estevez, and he's ending it immediately.
yeah, fuck this shit. I'm out. With that being said, everyone, I want to thank everybody in the chat for coming. Slasher, Moira, thank you for showing up tonight. And with that being said, everyone, have a good night.
Have a good one.